Hello everyone, welcome to this video, and it is time for a monthly favorites update. It's a bit embarrassing how long I put off filming this monthly favorites because a lot of these products I keep writing in my planner, gotta do monthly favorites, and I put a little list, and then something happens or I run out of time or whatever, and then I have to put a little arrow, move to next month. So it's been a while is what I'm trying to say, but I have some really great products to share with you, and I hope that you are excited to hear about them because I was reading a comment from one of you. I can't remember your username, but you know who you are. You told me, I always wait around to hear about your favorites because I only try them if you put them in your favorites because I know they're really, really great. And that's such a sweet thing to hear. But on the other hand, I want you to know that I don't always do favorite products, but that doesn't mean there aren't products that I enjoy using and that I think are really nice and you ought to try them. I just don't do monthly favorites every single month like everybody else. If you go and read my reviews over on my blog, I do a lot of reviews, and I'll tell you, would I go out and buy this again? Do I think it's worthwhile? What type of people do I think should try this out? And again, for myself, I have very particular preferences, skin type, I like this or that or certain colors, so do look around. Of course, the things I talk about in my video favorites are great, but there's also other great things out there, and sometimes I just don't get the chance to put everything that I like into a favorites video. But that is not the point of today's vid because we are talking about some favorites. So let's start with a foundation, and this is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. I will probably use this in my upcoming monthly face because I have been using this pretty regularly because it's quick. My days have become so busy that I don't have time to fuss with my face, and sometimes I do my face on transit, at the stoplight when it's a red light, not when it's moving. And this is just quick and easy. The L'Oreal True Match Lumi is a line that I really love. Now it's in a compact cushion. So these are the ones that come with a little sponge on the inside, and you come with a little pad, you pat, 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 and you pat, 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 all that fun action. And it's portable, it's quick, and the finish is really beautiful. That's why I love it. I think it gives my skin such a beautiful glow and a creaminess to my skin. It smooths over pores quite nicely even without a primer. I have large pores along this area of my face, but I will say it's expensive for a drugstore product. I think L'Oreal should have priced down, my personal opinion, or if this was a Sephora product, something high-end, I think it's such a steal then. But because it is marketed for the drugstore, I think it's too expensive for what it is. But it does perform really well, exactly as it says it's supposed to, and I like the way it looks on my skin. So it is a favorite, of course, but I haven't decided if I'm going to purchase it or not. Not because it's not worth it, but because I have a feeling, I'm conflicted between, well, drugstore products shouldn't be this expensive. Why am I paying, what, $26 for a drugstore product, even though it is good? So still on the fence whether or not I would repurchase. When you break it down for the price, this is actually more expensive than the Laneige Compact Cushion Foundation. So that tells you something. Then, next thing I really love, and this goes along with, the fact that I'm a huge foundation junkie. I have more foundation than it is humanly possible for me to use up by the time I turn like 35. That's how it feels anyways. I have a lot of foundation, and I think everyone just has that one or two categories that they really love and get sucked into for no comprehensible reason, and you just keep buying way too many of them even though you already have a ton. That's me. But that also means I get to share with you the really great ones, and this is definitely a really great one. This is the MAC Studio Waterweight Foundation SPF 30. You know that I'm a big fan of the MAC Face and Body. It's beautiful, glowing, it's easy to use, it's very skin-like, undetectable. It beautiful. Now this, I would say, is the satin version of that. It's super lightweight, and it gives medium coverage just like the L'Oreal True Match Lumi cushion, and it's like 30 seconds to apply, super quick. I do prefer using this with a primer though. Most of the time it would be my Paul & Joe moisturizing primer, because it smooths over my pores a little better when I have that primer on first. And also, this does last quite a long time on my skin. Now, granted, it is kind of warmer weather now than it was when I first started using this. But I still think it works really nicely and gives me beautiful skin in a really quick amount of time. Like 30 seconds I can do my foundation, and usually takes a long time with the buffing and the smoothing and the whatever I do. But this I can do with my fingers. A little bit of primer, couple drops on my finger, smooth it around, and I'm done and good to go. And it stays put for most of my day. So this is a nice one, the MAC Waterweight foundation, which comes in a little dropper. And I really also love this, last sentence, because it's not powdery. A lot of these formats, like the dropper foundations, dry to a powdery finish, which I don't like. This is quite a satin finish, and it's very forgiving on the skin. Okay, now we can move on. Let's talk about brown liquid liner. You might be surprised that I have recently started wearing brown liner. I'm wearing some today, and this is quite a change for me because I usually always go for the darkest of the black. Liquid liner, always with the wing, that's my thing. That rhymes. But in when exploring how to make my makeup a little bit more spring friendly with the spring pastel shades without losing my signature, my touch, I decided to try out brown liquid liner, which is what I'm wearing today, and it looks pretty nice. So it's a softer version of still wearing that graphic winged liner, but updating it so it's a little softer and more approachable for spring. So that's been really nice. And I'm also wearing brown pencil liner. Now, these ones are by PIXI. They're a UK brand. You may recognize them when we still had Target here in Canada, but since they pulled out, I think the only place you can find them is online through their website, but they do ship internationally, which is nice. So you can still get a hold of PIXI products, just not in the physical store anymore over here. However, the Silky, what is it called? Endless Silky Eye Pencil are excellent. They are super opaque and creamy, very easy on the waterline, or if you're using it between your lash line to clean things up and fill in any sparse areas. It does not last quite as long as my Shu Uemura drawing pencil, but these are quite good. Good amount of lasting time. I would say this is comparable, if not a little bit better, than the Rimmel Scandalize, which I normally would wear. They just come in such beautiful colors as well. Mine is a little mini set of the liner, so they're usually much longer than this, but this was a mini set from the holidays that I was sent, and I haven't just really used them until one day I was looking for brown liner and tried this out, and then I really fell in love with them. So these are really nice if you can get a hold of them, or if you live in the UK and just go to your local drugstore and check them out. PIXI. Alright, next thing, nails. I am not a super fussy nail person. Whenever you see me have something on my nails, it's usually one single simple cream color. On days where I need to look polished, but I don't want to polish, I like to use this. This is the Sephora Formula X Brightening Prescription Excellence set of treatment and sheer color products that come together to make my nails look fresh, clean, healthy, and polished without looking like I have a lot of product, without it, chipping and me having to fix it. I can put this on a Monday and it'll last me straight to Thursday or Friday, and I use my hands a lot. Typing, doing crafts, washing dishes, things like that. This is some good stuff. I'm not sure about the long-term effects of how much it actually brightens my natural nails, but when I have it on, my nails look great. And it's not like a detectable, I've done a lot of time to polish my nails. I actually had a classmate of mine comment on how beautiful my hands look. Yeah, and it's definitely this. It's not my hands. My hands haven't gone through anything miraculous, but this stuff is really nice. Moving on, my last beauty product, I want to talk to you about the Narciso Rodriguez perfume. This is so spectacularly beautiful and feminine and sensual without being in your face and overwhelming. One of my favorite signature fragrances, and the crows are out right now, by the way. They're having a little party outside right there. One of my favorite fragrances is the SEPHORA by Guerlain. It's beautiful, it's sensual, it's jasmine, it's sandalwood, it's oriental, but it's a little heavy. It's not something I wear all the time, even though it's my favorite fragrance. Otherwise, I wear a mishmash of everything else. But when I got a whiff of this in a magazine sample, yeah, those things actually work on me. I fell in love with this, and I asked for a bottle of it for the holidays, which I received, and that's really exciting and really, really nice. But this is, again, that feminine scent, a little bit more sophisticated, very creamy. It's still a floral with woody notes, but this time I think it's musk and amber instead of sandalwood. And this has gardenias and tuberose or some kind of, it's either tuberose or rose. I will list the notes up here because I'm not super great at describing notes, but this is the type of scent that you want lingering on that cashmere sweater. It's a very feminine scent, but a very beautiful feminine scent without being in your face, super sexy. It's quite a subdued version, but still very lush and just so nice. I mean, even check out the bottle. Super, super well done, Narciso Rodriguez. I wasn't even a fan of the original Narciso, but this one is just really excellent. I highly recommend you try it if you have similar taste to mine. Alright, moving on, let me talk about one thing that you may have seen in my Instagram if you follow me over there, but I just haven't had the time to really talk about it in a favorites video because I haven't filmed one in a while. I recently bought a guitar. I saved up the money to go and buy a guitar because I've always wanted to learn how to play. I still haven't practiced enough to actually play you anything, but I just want to share that I finally got it and I'm so excited about it. I went down to Long McQuaid over here in Vancouver and I lugged this baby home, like a full-size guitar in its box on the SkyTrain all the way back home. It's kind of funny. People were giving me stares. I wasn't sure what I was doing. But it made it home in one piece. It's really beautiful. It is a Yamaha something or the other. I will link up here inside the video and down below in the information bar if you're interested. It's an introductory guitar. It's a classical guitar because a lot of the music that I want to learn how to play, especially bossa nova, I adore bossa nova music, is usually played on a classical guitar. Even though acoustics are popular, I still went with the classics. So really so excited about this. I wish I had more time to practice. I just haven't had time yet. So let me know if you have a favorite YouTube channel that teaches how to play guitar. I know there are tons out there. I'm just not sure which one is the best one or the easiest to follow for an absolute beginner. And maybe in a couple of months I'll actually have something to show you and play a little ditty for you or something like that. But I got this, which I really love. And musically speaking, I've also been listening to a Panic at the Disco. How crazy is that? I always consider them to be super punk rock, like My Chemical Romance, Simple Plan, I don't know, something like that. But I was listening to Dodie, who is a singer here on YouTube. I'm subscribed to her. She makes great music. She has a beautiful voice. She did the cover of Panic at the Disco, and it's called Death of a Bachelor. She did such a good job, but I did have to go and look up the original, and the original was just as mind-blowing. The lead singer, whose name escapes me, Brandon something, his voice is incredible. He has such incredible range in his voice and a richness to his voice, and the new song or the new album is totally different than what I thought Panic at the Disco were. So they're no longer punk rock, but that song is just amazing. So you gotta check it out if you're into that old school, you know, slightly more Frank Sinatra-ish, slightly jazzy, bluesy type of feel. It's really got that old school aesthetic, but a little bit updated with a tinge of R&B, and his voice is incredible. You're really gonna fall in love with that song. So I will link that song down below in the information bar for you. And this wraps up our favorites video for this month, whichever month this is. March, no, April, yes, April. But I'm talking about March products and Feb products and January products since the last time I managed to film a favorites video. Either way, find all the links to all the items down below in the information bar. Let me know which items you're interested and curious about, or if you would like a review or want to see me use it in a video live. Otherwise, take great care of yourselves, and I will see you again very soon. Bye now.